Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Transform with Rian. And in today's reading, it's going to be all about those big transformative revelations. All right, we're going to find out what you don't know about yourself, at least on a very conscious level. Okay, so we're going to find out something that's important for you to really acknowledge and embody and accept about yourself right now that perhaps wasn't something that you were focused on, that's something you weren't really even aware of, that was within you. All right, so let's get centered and grounded to receive these messages today. So deep breath in and hold that breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Excellent. And one more deep breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go ahead and exhale, release. And this is your, or our, I should say, collective message to kind of get us aligned with our reading for today. It is rest and recharge. You need to rest in order to fulfill your destiny. Take some time off to recharge your energy, relax, and nurture yourself. Your body will thank you. So I'm feeling the energies right now are going to be honing in on the softer aspects of yourself. Again, the more quiet, silent aspects of yourself that it's important for you to know and be very much aware of moving forward. And this also is telling me that in modern day culture and society, for many places around the world, it's all about go, 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 do, do, do. And if you're not doing those things, then you should feel bad, you should feel ashamed, you're being lazy, all those kind of like negative self-talk that some people are definitely prone to doing. And what I'm hearing here is that it's important to really fully embrace those times where you need to rest and recharge. So when it's time for you to go to bed and get that good night's rest, like be in the full spirit of resting and recharging, okay? Or if you need to take a break at work, like don't always rush to your phone to be doing things on your phone, like checking Instagram, checking emails, checking whatever. Maybe on one of your breaks during the day, it would be good to just go out for a walk if there is a nice path or nature or garden around or close by to you, or even just kind of like walk around the building or something and just take some time to not be doing anything with your phone or like talking to someone else or anything like that, or trying to run an errand or whatever. Just be in the act of walking and connecting with yourself. So I think that's an important message to share with everybody today. Let's get into your reading, starting with group number 1. So let me get these out of the way for y'all. Welcome, welcome, group 1, to your reading to find out what you didn't know about yourself and what is ready to be revealed to you about your true nature. So to start us off, let's pull a Marvel card here, because y'all know I love Marvel Comics and the MCU. I haven't used this deck for the past couple of readings, so I'm glad to reconnect with it with all of you today. So we have Mystique. What you see is never what you get. So what I'm looking at here is actually you are a very multifaceted individual. There's a lot of aspects within your personality, and you pull each of those aspects of you out depending on the situation. Okay, so there's, just like we all carry like different labels, and you know, I'm not the biggest fan of labels, but you are a man, a woman, non-binary. You are tall, short, average. You are a brother, sister, daughter, son, mother, father, aunt, uncle, grandmother. You are American. You are French. You are Kenyan. You are Puerto Rican, right? Like all these different labels, all these different facets of you come with different stories, different expectations, different challenges. And, you know, as you go through life's experiences, you kind of pull elements of those out. And what I'm hearing is that this is very, very beautiful sort of mixture and amalgam of your essence, of your soul. I'm hearing the word halo halo. Do any of you know what halo halo is? I'm sure those of you that are Filipino or have Filipino friends or been to the Philippines know what halo halo is. It's this dessert where they mix up all these different ingredients. Like halo means mix. So it's like mix. So there's like shaved ice in there, there's like flan, there's this ube, which is like a sweet root vegetable, there's like colorful beans, there's like jello, there's ice cream, condensed milk. So it's like a mixture of all these different things. And it's delicious. So this mixture of who you are, your identity, it's truly delicious. And so what I'm hearing is that there are parts of you that maybe you shame or you suppress because of some sort of trauma or incident in the past. And it's really understanding that no one thing defines you. All right? Okay. So Spirit is saying this is an affirmation that you need to type out down below. Okay? So I am not defined by any one thing. Okay, so type that down below. I am not defined by any one thing. I am not defined by any one thing. So, what I'm seeing here, what you didn't really know about yourself, and that you can actively start using, and we'll see what else comes through with these other cards, is that there is a lot of crossover. So maybe some of the aspects of your personality or skills that you've obtained in one sort of area of your life, in one identity, you can use in another area or part of your life. So, for example, when I first made this step into coaching and making YouTube videos and giving like master classes and running retreats and all that kind of stuff, like I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do that stuff. But when I sat down and really pulled my resources and skills together, I realized that all those years, all the thousands and thousands of times I've taken a patient history in a medical clinic and helped really listen in to what people's struggles and problems were, I could use that skill of interviewing people in the coaching work that I did. When I run a workshop, when I create YouTube videos or content online, I can kind of take those skills and what I've learned in communication and apply it in this new profession. Or even when I'm like meeting people, or like when I go to retreat, like I did in October where I didn't know anybody. Like applying these people skills to a different setting. Was I in a clinic? Was I at a medical conference or convention? No, I was at a spiritual retreat. And so I was able to cross over these abilities, okay? And that's important for you to know too, that things that you're able to do at home, things that you're able to do from what you've learned in your culture or in your household as a young child, you can apply that to other areas of your life and succeed. Okay, so it's like pooling all your abilities, even if you're like, what good does it, what good is it to be Puerto Rican at my job? Like, no, there are certain aspects of being or identifying with the Puerto Rican culture that will benefit you in your work and your job. And it's about allowing those things to come through, okay? Those experiences that you've had that have value with what it is that you're doing. Does that make sense, loves? So that's the beautiful thing about Mystique. Like, in some cases, she does come on, she is a villain more often than not in the Marvel Universe, but you're not a villain at all. She's a shapeshifter. So it's important that you know that whatever you think people see in you, or when they look at you, whatever judgments or criticisms or presumptions, assumptions that they're making about you, that's not all there is to you. You are not defined by any one thing, okay? So, what else do we have here? We also have beauty. Okay, my loves. So I'm really seeing here, I'll read this thing, this little incantation. I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. So there are definitely some parts of you that you don't feel are very, very beautiful. And you didn't know this about yourself, that you really are beautiful. You didn't know that some of these things that you were taught to shame or suppress or um, oh my God, what is the word? Like the parts of you that you thought or were taught to hate about yourself. Okay? Like those are actually beautiful. All right? Like for the longest time when I was younger, I would say like my teenage years, I really thought I was ugly because I had brown skin. Okay, there was like a period in my life where I didn't feel attractive because I had brown skin. Um, because growing up in the US, like on all the TV shows, it was always like white people that I saw on TV shows. And there was like a token black person, right? And there were hardly any Asian people. And so when I'm seeing these white people like dating each other and like saying each other's hot and gorgeous and beautiful, it's all directed towards white race. Okay. And so because I wasn't white and I was watching this stuff like all the time, I did not appreciate my brown skin. I didn't think my brown skin was beautiful. But now, through other experiences and opening up my mind, my heart, and now starting to see like more multicultural advertisements and casts and TV shows and movies and like real diversity and representation in film, like that helped me really feel that I am beautiful. My brown skin is beautiful. And I remember that there's this song from India Ari. Oh my gosh, such a talented singer, songwriter, musician. Like, I highly recommend checking out her stuff. India Ari. So, India spelled like the country India, Ari as excuse me, Arie is how you spell it. And sometimes, like I've noticed on streaming services, it's like India.Ari as like one thing, no spaces. So if you don't find it as India space Ari, you can look it up as India.Ari. But she has this song called Brown Skin. And it's like, brown skin, you know I love your brown skin. And that line in that song is just like so beautiful. Um, and I think D'Angelo has the song too about like brown skin, caramel skin, something like that. So, in any case, it's very important for you to realize that you are beautiful in all ways. And I'm not just speaking to like looks. Like you, again, were divinely created to serve a purpose, serve a divine role and function in this world. Like you are contributing. You have a purpose here. You have value. You have something to offer always. Okay? And it's about bringing those parts of you out, that the parts of you that you didn't like, the parts that were treated as like different, that made you feel like an outcast, like an outsider. Those are the very parts of you that are beautiful. Okay? So before you didn't know, honey, now you know. And before I reveal these tarot cards to kind of expand on this about what you didn't know about yourself, I want to reveal this activation card. So take a moment to look at this sacred geometric shape here, because it's going to activate something within on a subconscious level to anchor in this beautiful, this sense of self beauty within you. Okay? So the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports your spiritual connection to the universe and your ability to transmute negative energy into light. So all the parts of you, again, that have suffered from negative self-talk, criticism, judgment, shame, guilt, embarrassment, we're transmuting all that negative energy now into light. So it may actually be helpful for you, I'm hearing too, to wear the color purple to reaffirm that on that subconscious level, okay? Even if you're not thinking about it, like every time you look at the mirror, every time you look down at your hands and the sleeve comes in, like your brain is subconsciously registering that purple color and further grounding in this idea and this belief of the beauty within you. All right. So I love these like subconscious reminders of truths that you need to start to program within yourself. I use it all the time myself. So definitely consider wearing the color purple or putting purple objects around you in your environment. Okay, so let's see what your tarot cards have for you. We have Death, Nine of Swords, the Lovers, ooh, Strength, and Three of Coins. Okay, so let me actually situate these a little bit better here for you so you can take a look at them as well. Because speaking of subconscious, like as you're watching and looking at these cards and following my fingers around, your visual receptors are actually picking up all the different images here and filing things away and creating impressions and thoughts and beliefs and ideas around all of these things that you're seeing, even if you're not focusing on all the cards at any given time. Okay, so let's see here. We have Death, Nine of Swords, Lovers, Strength, Three of Coins. So here, with the Lovers being at the center, for those of you that are looking to attract love, attract a partner, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, but are not feeling super sexy or attractive right now, this is to let you know that all the parts of you that you don't think of are attractive really are. And it's important that you start to program and believe that they are attractive, okay? Because when you enter in a relationship with another person, a successful relationship is about accepting all parts of the other person, okay? And that dynamic starts with you. When you begin to accept all parts, all facets of yourself, it will be easier for people who accept all parts and facets of you to enter into your life, okay? And so it's really important for you to understand that. So for those of you seeking love, you need to really embrace all the beauty that makes you, all the pieces that come together to make that beautiful being that is you. Okay. What I'm seeing here as well, so I have like this two dynamics also in play. We have Nine of Swords and the Death card. So this is about transmuting, letting things go, all right, like what we talked about with the crown chakra. And this is about the worries and fears that you have for the future, of what's to come. And I feel like your fears about what's ahead are rooted in what's happened maybe in the past. Like take a moment now to think about maybe something that you were teased about when you were younger, when you were a kid. Because, kids, that's part of like their MO is they like to tease and make fun, and it's probably something that they learn from adults, media, and hopefully that's something that softens over time, but I honestly don't think that we'll truly ever get rid of it. So think about something that maybe you were teased about or bullied about as a kid. Is that something that you still hold close to your heart? Is that something that you hate about yourself because other people hated it or didn't like it? Okay, because that's definitely prime material for you to work with and show love and support and acceptance for. Okay. Now, here we have, and if you feel comfortable with it, share it down in the comments below. I'm here to share supportive, loving energy for you, and I can definitely help contribute to that healing and beautification process of things that maybe you were ashamed of before. And I've also seen that some other amazing people in this community here at Transform with Rian, you show love and support to each other as well, by liking each other's comments and things. So know that there are people that can support you in this transformative process and journey. So if you feel comfortable with it, share something that you were teased about or bullied about when you were a kid, and allow people to pour love into that hurt part of you so that it can heal. Here we have three strength and three of coins. So what I'm seeing here is it's really important for you to show up as your authentic self when you are at work, when you are interacting with other people, okay? People cannot begin to accept you for who you are if you don't show it, okay? If you don't give people a chance to see the real authentic version of you. They're not going to be able to show that side of you love if you keep it hidden and locked away. All right. So it's going to require a bit of courage and bravery on your end. I feel like we'll move this up to show up as your authentic self. Wear whatever clothes you truly feel beautiful, strong, powerful in. Say the things that maybe you were afraid to say in the past, but are honoring your authentic self. Like, speak your truth. Okay. We also have the Hangman, the World, the Nine of Cups, Seven of Wands, and the Empress. So, wow, you have three major arcana cards here, and you had three also in this top row. So this is like a lot of self-love, self-nourishment. Okay, that's that 6 vibration is, and also the Lover's card is the number 6. So it's about what you put energy, love, and care into is going to blossom and grow. So you need to put that love, care, and energy into yourself right now and allow yourself to shine here. All right, that's what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing here is it's important that you really flip your perspective again, like what we were talking about, flipping that negative thoughts into positive, loving thoughts. And I'm seeing here that wishes are going to be granted. Your world is going to open up in ways you never thought possible. And I can say that for a fact that, when I was dating people, when I was pretending to be what I thought people found attractive, the dates that I went on, there weren't many for one, and also they weren't fun dates. They weren't good dates. In fact, they made me feel bad about myself. And at the end, but once I started to dress the way I wanted to dress, look the way I wanted to look, the quality of the dates and the quality of the matches I got were way better. And so like a whole new world opened up for me in like the dating pool. And I feel like the same can be said for you, whether it's professionally or romantically or even within your family. Like once you step into your truth and stop fighting it, stop being at odds with other people or creating that sort of dynamic with other people in your mind, even like, I'm not going to do this because I feel like other people are going to hate or judge me for it, right? That's already creating a conflict that may or may not exist. You haven't done it yet, but you're already creating conflict in your life. Do you see that? Do you see how that's working, loves? So once you let that go, then your world is going to open up. Your real wishes and desires are going to have an opportunity to be granted, okay? And you will find support and nourishment from people around you, okay? Some people are going to leave, making way for new people to come in who really resonate with the true version of you. And all those fakers and haters are going to move out the door. All right. Wow. What a beautiful message here to really acknowledge the beauty within you here. So thank you so much for tuning in, loves, and thank you for all your support by watching this video to the end, by liking the video, sharing it, commenting it down below, and subscribing. Like, I really appreciate all the ways in which you show love and support to this channel. It really means a lot. So never forget, it's not too late for your happily ever after, my loves. I will see you again next time. Take care. Hey there, my amazing Group 2 crew. Welcome to your reading to find out what you didn't know about yourself. Okay, so we're going to be revealing some truths here, some loving, healing, nurturing truths about yourself in this reading today. And we're going to start with Marvel cards. It's been a minute since I used this deck in my readings, and y'all know I love the Marvel Universe. So who do you have? Black Panther. Wear the crown with honor. So, what I'm seeing here is that for those of you that were drawn to this reading, what you didn't know about yourself or you're refusing to acknowledge is your leadership abilities. Okay. I feel like maybe some of you I'm sensing are afraid of being in that leadership role because you think it comes with more hard work and more responsibility, and that's maybe something you're afraid of here. But what I'm seeing here is, again, you didn't know this about yourself. You are just the type of person who should be a leader. Okay. And what I'm getting is that, you know, because you do appreciate the responsibility of leadership and you acknowledge it and you have some caution around it, that actually makes you the perfect kind of leader because you're not ever going to ignore your responsibilities or take them for granted. You won't ever take your role as a leader for granted. It kind of makes me think of how you see those stories of people who are born into leadership. So, like the monarchy, right? Like, they don't really appreciate. There are some really bad leaders out there who have leadership or the crown handed to them. Okay. And just because you inherit something, it doesn't mean you're the best person for that role or that job, which is why there's like this, there was um, that the whole idea of nepotism is discouraged, right? And it's really about finding the best person who has the skills and the character best suited for the role or the job. And I'm seeing here that you are that person. So perhaps in your life right now, there has been some urgings or suggestions for you to maybe apply for certain positions, go after a certain role or job, or maybe in some cases for you to create like a YouTube channel, social media account, or business in which you do teach people or lead people in certain aspects of their life. Okay. I'm hearing for some of you even like physical training and like nutrition and health. Like maybe you feel like, oh, I can't be a leader or an expert or a teacher or coach in that realm because I don't have some degree or licensure or training or whatever. But the truth is, you don't have to. Okay. I mean, I see people nowadays who share recipes online and they're not chefs, but they share recipes on like healthy meal preps or like delicious foods. Um, and they're not trained necessarily as like a baker or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or there's people on YouTube now and Instagram, TikTok who are coaching people on personal development and self love and marketing strategies and stuff like that. But they don't have like a university degree in any of those things. Do you know what I'm saying? But they're able to do it because they have experience and knowledge and wisdom that can be shared. Of course, just like with the monarchs that inherited stuff, there are some people out there who really don't know their stuff and they're trying to teach it. But I feel like you have to trust your gut in that sense, right? Like who's the true leaders, who's not, and who do you need to be learning from? And as you step into this leadership role, it's important to, and this is something that I learned in medicine, is like know what you don't know, and know where to get help. That is like something that I constantly practice when it comes to when I was working in medicine, but also when it comes to like doing these tarot readings for people and when I coach people. I cannot be afraid and I cannot let my pride or ego get in the way of admitting when I don't know something. Um, and that's the thing about this role in leadership. It's not about having to know all the answers. Okay, so that's also something important for you to know is that leadership doesn't mean you have to know all the answers. Ooh, okay, I feel like there's an affirmation coming through for all of you to type down um, in the comments below. And what I'm hearing is to type down what I said earlier. I know what I know what I don't know, and I know where to get help. I know what I know what I don't know, and I know where to get help. I know what I know what I don't know, and I know where to get help. Beautiful. Yes, that feels really good. I feel like that's really affirming on so many different levels. um, your knowledge base. And it's okay, again, not to know everything. And that's that part of honor. I'm hearing that you're a very honorable person, okay? So that's definitely the type of person that needs to be in a leadership role, is someone that can admit when they don't know everything so that they don't lead people astray or they don't lead people into some kind of disaster situation. You know what I'm saying? Or create a bigger mess. So beautiful, beautiful. I feel like you already kind of have that within you. And so, again, I can't stress enough. You are supposed to be some sort of leader, teacher, guide, coach. What else do you have? Joy. As I do will, so mote it be. Let joy and light radiate from me. Ooh. So I'm feeling here what needs to be highlighted for you is um, accepting and admitting when you feel joy and excitement. And what I'm hearing is that you do get a lot of joy and excitement when you're able to help somebody by passing on what you know, utilizing your skills to help another person. Okay, so that is important for you to acknowledge and realize about yourself. And for a lot of you too, I'm thinking it's important for you to pause and take a moment here and really think about what brings you joy. Okay, what is it that brings you joy in your life? And hopefully that list is actually very long. All right, so you can see that there's a lot of things that bring you joy and happiness in your life, and there's a lot to be thankful and grateful for, and there's also a lot you can share with others. Okay, it's actually making me think of when I was in elementary school. I had a teacher who, um, you know, we sat in groups of 4 in class, and we would get points for when we all did good things as a group. And at the end of the week, whichever group had the most points, the teacher would bake a delicious treat to bring for the group to have on Friday. And I love my group. Unfortunately, I think we only won like once or twice throughout the whole year. And she would mix up the groups like I think every quarter or every semester or whatever, or every couple of months. But I think I only won once. But I would be so upset and jealous of the winners because the treats that she made were so amazing, and she made them because that was her joy. Like, she was a teacher by trade, but she really enjoyed cooking, and or I shouldn't say cooking because I don't know that, but she really enjoyed baking and sharing that love of baking with other people. And so I feel like that's an example of how you can incorporate parts of yourself into your leadership role, is by sharing the things that make you joyful and that you love. And that is part of being a leader, right? Is inspiring others through this joy and this love. So, oh wow, I love how that kind of like came together for you. So think about that, reflect on that, journal about it even. And feel free to share some of your ideas down in the comments below as well. You know, I read all those comments, and I'm definitely at a point where I can, you know, sit down and reply to many of them as well with thoughtful responses. So let's look at some sacred geometry here. So I pulled this card out here and sharing with you at this moment because I want you to take a look at this image and stare at it, gaze at it, because this sacred geometry is going to activate this leadership, joyous energy within you and allow it to sort of emerge. So here we have the frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. So classically speaking, although I don't think this is always appropriate or true, a lot of people in leadership roles do have a lot of masculine energy. I personally feel like it is better to have like a nice balance between the two if you're going to be in that leadership role. But what I'm sensing from this card here is that it's really about you taking action to step into that leadership role by volunteering, to be in that position, okay? Now your tarot cards, we have the World, the Moon. Wow, so there's that feminine energy actually coming through with the Moon. The Devil, King of Coins, and the Page of Cups. Now, what's kind of coming through for me with this Devil card is what's amazing about you is that you won't fall into that temptation of power, which is, again, why you would be a great leader. Because have you heard that phrase, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely? Have you heard of that phrase before? And so I feel like that's a warning for people when it comes to being in a position of power, is to not let it corrupt you and not to abuse that power. And with the Devil card, I'm seeing that part of why you may be afraid to step into a leadership role is because you fear power. And maybe you fear who you might become when given power. But what I'm seeing here actually is you have nothing to fear, because you have the King of Coins here, which lets me know that your energy is actually very grounded, very stable, very practical. And you also have the World card here, meaning you have gone through a lot of lessons in life to help shape, mold, and groom you into being a good leader. Okay? Like, you've reached this level of mastery in your life and your experiences that will sort of prevent you or help you from not being corrupted, okay, by power and being in a position of power. Here with the Page of Cups, this is letting me know that it's time for you to begin a new chapter, a new phase in your life, okay? That you're at that point in your life where you're no longer a follower. You're no longer like just a worker bee. You are meant to now step into a leadership role. It's just, I'm feeling here that for you and many other people, it's the natural progression of things, right? It's like when you start off in the workforce in your, early 20s or something, by the time you reach your 30s or your 40s, like, you're the person that might train other people how to do your job, right? And now it's time for you to have that kind of title of a leader as well, because you have that experience that you've gained that will help in that regard. And now it's time for you to have a new experience. I'm seeing here too, like, you have the Moon card, but this card also has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moons behind it as well. So there's something about you as a leader where your intuition is very, very strong. So you have this gut instinct that will take you further in a leadership role. Like, there's some people who have like book smarts, right? And they know the protocols, they know how to do X, Y, Z. But when it comes to that gestalt, like they say that in medicine, there's like, yeah, you have all this knowledge and wisdom and whatever, but never to forget your gut instinct when it comes to taking care of people. I feel like the same can apply to other professions in the world, that you have a good gut instinct, and it's important for you to be able to trust it and use it in the workplace environment and kind of for the betterment of this shared goal, right? As a company, there's like a common goal that unites you within the workplace and the workforce, whether it's to provide delicious food, to supply delicious clothing, to advocate for other people, to manage other people's money, like whatever the case may be. Like, there's something that unifies you all, right? But with your gut instinct, with your intuitive nature, it's going to help take everything a lot further. Okay, let's get some tarot cards here to give us some more insight as to what you need to know about yourself now that you didn't before. And you have the Knight of Cups there as well. with the Death card, the Four of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so you have two knights here. So I'm definitely seeing that this is the time for you to take action, okay? That you are a person of action and you let your feelings guide you here is what I'm getting. And also with this Knight of Cups, I feel like you have a good sense of who you are, okay? Like you can gaze at your reflection in the mirror and you know quite a good deal about yourself, to know when you need to rest, know when you need to push, know when you need to back off, know when you need to assert yourself and take a stand, right? And those are great things to have when you're in a leadership role. Is like know thyself, okay? Here with the Hierophant, what I'm getting is, again, you know a lot of the structures when it comes to your workplace. You know a lot of the protocols, you know a lot of the procedures, you know the inner workings of things. And so that's also important for you to use as a leader. With the Four of Pentacles, I feel here that you're very grounded. Like there's this waterfall here, so like with the water falling and with rivers, there's like this energy of turbulence, okay? And so I feel like despite the turbulence, despite all the noise around you, like you can still find your center, you can still find your calm here, and you can keep a cool, calm, collected head. Now here with the Death, I see that, you know, these people are helping others. And as a leader, you are going to be helping so many people. And that's part of why you are being called to assume that role right now, because there are people out there who need your help. So, wow. This is very powerful energy coming through for you, loves, and you have this beautiful new chapter ahead of you. And I still feel that maybe some of you are a little nervous or scared, but trust that the universe has your back, okay? So thank you so much for watching through to the end. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the shares of my content, subscribing to the channel, allowing the ads to play. I have so much to be grateful for with this growing group of amazing souls that come to my channel. I just want to send so much love to you all and so much wishes for all your blessings and desires to come true. Never forget that it's not too late for your happily ever after. I look forward to reading for you again soon. Bye. Hey there, Group 3. Welcome to your reading to find out what you didn't know about yourself. That is very key for you to know now. Let's get all your cards revealed. To start us off, we have our Marvel card, because y'all know I'm such a big fan of the Marvel Universe. And you have, ooh, the God of Thunder, Thor. Be sure of foot and steady of heart. Ooh, so I feel like this is almost like hinting that you have all the answers within you, like you truly know more than you give yourself credit for, excuse me. It's like I'm getting the sense that there's parts of you that really doubt yourself and how you move forward, and if you know what the right thing is to do. So there's that part of you that doubts, but really deep down, you know you can trust yourself. You know what I'm actually hearing for so many of you is that all of you are actually very intuitive, and you may not have heard that before. You're very, very intuitive, but perhaps like in your upbringing, you were taught not to trust your intuition, or you were taught, just like so many people around the world, to value logic and what makes sense and to kind of do what everybody else is doing, even if your intuition or your gut is saying to do something else, right? You've been programmed in a way not to trust your intuition, trust your gut instincts. And what's so interesting is I've been exploring lately a lot of my human design. And I am a manifester, if any of you are familiar with human design. And manifestors are designed to be like the worker bees, the workhorses of the world, and really produce and get things done and become masters of their skill, their craft. And a lot of how they work in the world is to respond to the environment around them and the opportunities around them and trusting their gut along the way to determine if something is right for you or not, and not really involving the mind in this decision making process. And so, what I'm seeing, what you didn't know about yourself, is you have a very strong intuition, and it's okay to follow that, even if what you're seeing, like as far as evidence or information or whatever that you're reading, hearing, speaks to the contrary, you should still trust your gut instinct, okay? And there's, of course, there's like ways to do that that are best, right? So if you're interested, we can definitely talk more about that at another time. But let's get the other cards revealed too. So we have health. Mother Earth sweet, Mother Earth bright. Bring to me your health and might. Ooh, so this is actually telling me that this is very much in alignment with what I was talking about with the manifester mentality. And what I'm hearing here is that, like, you also know your body very well. Like, you know when your body isn't like feeling at its best. You know how sometimes we're in this culture and society of like work, 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 do, push through, no pain, no gain, right? Like work hard, play hard, like keep going, just do it, never give up, like those types of things. And so a lot of times, especially when I was working in medicine, like I would come across people who would just like work themselves into like a sickness or illness, and sometimes it would have really big consequences too, especially if you're working your body hard with physical labor, like back injuries, knee and hip and ankle problems, wrist problems, shoulder problems, neck problems. And what I'm seeing here is your body really tries to communicate with you on what it's feeling and what you need to be doing. So when the body communicates to you, it seems very subtle at first. Like maybe you wake up feeling just kind of more tired, like you didn't get the best night's sleep, and that might be a sign that perhaps you're like getting some kind of cold or something, right? Or maybe you'll notice that your appetite isn't there, or maybe you might get like a slight headache when things don't feel right for you, okay? Or, I'm thinking of like Spider-Man as well, like thinking of Marvel Universe, like Spider-Man has that spider sense where like he gets this tingling sensation in his body when danger is nearby, right? And so what I'm seeing here is like the manifester sort of strategy and authority, it's really being in your body and trusting like the signs that your body is giving to you on whether or not you should move forward with something, or whether or not you should wait, or whether or not you should say no to it, right? So it tells you like yes, no, or wait, right? So you really have this good connection with your body, and it's time that you start trusting it, okay? And maybe you're a little hesitant to trust it with some of the big decisions in your life right now, but even just trusting it with little decisions like should you go, what should you eat for dinner today? What should you do for exercise? When should you eat, right? When should you meet up with people? When should you go to the store? Like things like that. Just like even starting out with little decisions, okay? To give your self some practice on trusting your gut and trusting what your body and soul are desiring, okay? And not thinking about what you should be desiring. Do you know what I'm saying? Because of like cultural norms, societal norms, or like what popular diets tell you to do, or what certain strategists tell you to do when it comes to managing your finances, or growing your business or whatever. Like starting to just trust your gut with smaller decisions in these areas in life. Does that make sense? I hope that's like pretty clear. If you have any questions, like just plop them in the comments, you know. So here we have this sacred geometry card. It's the root chakra. And I chose these cards to reveal for you in your reading today because it's meant to activate on a subconscious level this like ability that you have that you didn't know was so powerful and strong within you, of your gut intuition, of your instincts. So just take a look at this center here. This is the flower of life, and it says the frequency of the root chakra, the red flower of life, stimulates passion and supports our sense of security on this physical plane, both in our bodies as well in the physical world. So here it is again. This is coming back to the message we've been discussing about trusting your body. And, excuse me, with this root chakra, it's talking about your sense of security. And so sometimes people are afraid to make certain decisions, even though they feel that it's right for them, because they feel like because their brain is telling them it's dangerous to make that decision. And so it's like utilizing fear. So it's almost like, you know, maybe it's getting the nerves to ask somebody that you like out because you got rejected once upon a time. And so that really hurts your feelings, maybe hurts your sense of self-esteem, right? And so now you meet someone who catches your eye and you're interested and you want to ask them out, or even you just want to talk to them, but you have this fear in your body, in your mind, that they're going to reject you. Okay, but your gut, your intuition, and your spirit is like saying, no, you need to go talk to this person. Like this person has, you're meant to know this person. You're meant to interact with them, whether it's like friends or business contacts or romantic, right? And so it's trusting your gut despite your mind telling you like, don't do it. Okay. I hope that helps a little bit. All right, let's see what the tarot has for you. We have 8 of coins, Queen of Wands, 6 of Wands. Okay, wow, so a couple wands. King of Swords, and the Tower. Wow, this is an interesting set of cards that we have here. So what I'm seeing here, with this 6 of Wands at the center, is victory, meaning in the sense of like, you are right. You are correct. So trusting this gut, going with your intuition, will lead you to victory, will lead you to success, and it won't steer you astray. Now I've been saying like, you know, listen to your gut, whatever, and it's sounds easy when like you say it, but it takes a lot of practice, okay? And it takes a lot of acknowledgement and conscious energy, or conscious thought to follow it, right? Because the mind, let me tell you, it really tries to talk you out of doing a lot of things, because the mind really is an expert at operating out of fear and negativity to try to protect you from pain, whether physical or emotional. But this gut instinct, which so many people have but don't give enough credit to, that's what's going to lead you on the path to success, whatever that looks like to you, okay? Trusting your gut. And what I'm seeing here is we have this duality here. We have the Queen of Wands, which is again speaking to passion, intuition, attraction, magnetism, like the pullings of the soul. And we have the King of Swords, which is this logical minded, rational sort of energy. And the King of Swords is about like the public domain and like interacting with large groups of people, while the Queen of Wands is sort of this inner knowing, your inner dialogue, okay? And it's this sort of balance and harmony that needs to exist between these two elements within you. And with this 8 of coins here, this is a card that really speaks to learning and becoming an expert at it, okay? And so this card, the Tower card, is about things breaking down, okay? Breaking it down to the foundation, starting over, rebuilding, okay? And, as we move out from the center here, we have the Queen of Wands, which you need to practice and learn how to trust your instincts, okay? And the King of Swords and the Tower, which is meaning you need to give up a lot of the power and control that your mind and rational thought has on your life. All right, do you kind of see how these cards are interplaying with each other here? So for you, it's like the breakdown of the logical mind and the learning and practicing of trusting the heart, trusting the soul, trusting the gut, okay, to help create success in your life. What I'm hearing too is that so many of you that were drawn to pile 3, like, let me know if you tend to be a bit of a worrywart. Like you tend to worry about things, you get anxious about stuff. You're maybe that type of person that likes to plan for things, that always wants to have a backup plan as well, not just like a plan A, you want to have a plan B. And part of a lot of your thoughts, I should say, are actually kind of like planning for, trying to plan for unexpected events, right? Especially things that kind of like don't work out. Like you kind of have a backup plan for that. Like if this doesn't work out, we got to do this, right? Like you have this whole like protocol and algorithm of how to approach things in your life. Let me know if you're that kind of person in the comments below. Like, it's okay. This isn't to like make fun of you or anything like that. It's just this first step in knowing who you are so that you can step into this next iteration of yourself, this higher form of yourself. So yeah, I'm hearing that you're entering this stage of where it would be good for you to kind of go with the flow, especially how things have been working out, the past few years where so many unpredictable things have happened, and it's really created a bit of chaos in people's lives, and even more worry and doubt and fear and uncertainty. And like, those are not good combos. Oh my goodness. You have the Tower card twice. So yes, this is like, personal development makeover happening here. Out with the old, in with the new, like for reals. This is really going to rock your world when it comes to how you move forward in life from this point on. 9 of Wands, and then one more card to get some more information here, what you didn't know about yourself. The Moon. Oh wow, the Moon. This is a major arcana card representing intuition once again. So you have that strength here, okay? So from the rubble of the tower will arise this beautiful music of your life is what I'm seeing here. And it's kind of like, this is a very dark, foreboding energy, but once the cloud clears, like the moonlight will begin to illuminate the way forward for you. And then as well as in the night, there's like a lot of stars to help brighten up the world around you just a little bit before the dawn happens. So I'm seeing, with the end of the day, when the moon's coming up, it's like sort of letting the day go. Okay, it's now becoming the past, and you're transitioning into a new day. So this is what I see kind of happening here for you. Now, see here with the 9 of Wands and the King of Swords, this merman is like putting these, they're not quite like tiki lights or tiki light poles because they have these like beautiful orbs in them, but it's kind of like a similar thing. So it's like you are, you have been programmed and you're led to believe that following this path and sticking on the road well traveled is the way to go for you always. Now, I'm not saying like there's no merit in taking the path well traveled, but you don't have to be there always. And in fact, what I'm hearing from Spirit is actually you're designed to take frequent trips off the well beaten path, to kind of go on these side journeys and go move through life in very unique, innovative, different, adventurous ways. Okay, so stepping away from that path. And here, what I'm seeing is actually this is very, this is something else. I wasn't expecting something this deep, but with this, what I'm seeing is the ways in which you achieve success in the past are no longer going to be the ways you achieve success moving forward. So it's all about employing new strategies, new tactics, new methods for achieving your goals right now. And you have the power to do that. I feel like what I'm seeing is like you've learned a lot from, following the path that other people have laid out for you, following other people's advice and guidance. And now it's about letting all of that go and living your life as if you are the expert now and not relying on other people to tell you what to do and how to do it, when to do it, and all that kind of stuff. All right. And here we have two queens now. Wow. So I'm feeling this emphasis on your inner journey here and having this discipline and this dedication to following your heart here and seeing the truth in it. So as you make a instinct gut decision, like make sure you're observing and collecting data and seeing what's true for you. Like, okay, I'm having this feeling in my gut. I'm going to trust it. This is what I'm going to do. And then this is what happened. And you start to kind of calibrate yourself and find your new kind of set point, right? It's like a trial and error process. And then there are going to be times where you maybe think you're listening to your gut, but it's really your mind that you're listening to, or like old programming. And you're going to see that it works out a little bit differently as well compared to when you do trust your gut. Okay. I mean, as I was developing my intuition, when it comes to like law of attraction, manifestation, looking for signs from the universe, and even being a better tarot reader and oracle card reader, there was a lot of trial and error when it came to interpreting these messages and sharing them with people. And now I just feel so like at home and so confident in it because I've been practicing it for so long now. And here with the Ace of Cups, this again heralds to me that there's a beautiful new beginning. I'm sensing here that there's this sort of like empowerment of your heart, of your soul here, and beautiful bounties and gifts and blessings arising out of that. The more you learn about yourself and your magical abilities here with your intuition, because yes, my dear, you are magical. I definitely sense for many of you, you are intuitives, you are psychics, and you've been sort of denying yourself the use of these gifts that you have. Maybe because it's like weird or taboo is what you were taught. But no, embrace this beautiful gift because it's going to yield a really beautiful life for you moving forward, where there's actually a lot less suffering happening. So, wow, this is really cool that we got to reveal that you have some magical powers here and that you can really trust yourself and benefit a lot from going with your intuition. So I hope you really enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for watching, my dears. As always, thank you for all your likes, all your comments. Thank you for subscribing and sharing my videos with others. And thank you for letting the ads run even, So thank you just so much for all the love and support that you show this channel. I really appreciate it. And never forget, my loves, it's never too late for your happily ever after. I'm wishing you the best as you level up with these amazing gifts of yours. Take care.